you guys, and welcome back to another new video. It is your boy Tornadoes Man, and I am back with another new video. In this episode, we will be checking out tornadoes of 2011. Now, mind you, tornadoes of 2011 was one of the most dangerous seasons you could ever think of. The 2011 season was carried by 6 EF5 tornadoes and all of more. So let's read our article. This page documents the tornadoes and tornado outbreaks of 2011, extremely destructive tornadoes from mostly frankly in the United States, Bangladesh, Brazil, and East India. But they can occur almost anywhere under the right conditions. Tornadoes also appear regularly in neighboring South Carolina during the Northern Hemisphere summer season, and somewhat regularly in Europe, Asia, and Australia. There were 1,713 tornadoes confirmed in the United States in 2011. It was the third most active year on record, with 2024 and 2004 having more confirmed tornadoes. 2011 was an extremely destructive and deadly year for tornadoes worldwide. At last, 571 people punished due to tornadoes, 12 in Bangladesh, 2 in South Africa, 1 each in New Zealand, the Philippines, Russia, and Canada, and 553 in the United States, compared to 564 deaths in the per 10 years combined, due mostly to severe, extremely large tornado outbreaks in the middle and end of April, and in late May. The year finished well above average in most every category, with 6 EF5 tornadoes and nearly enough total tornado reports eclipsed to mark of 1,817 tornadoes on record in 2004. The current record year for total number of tornadoes, the 553 confirmed fatalities, marked the second most tornadic deaths in a single deaths in a single year in the United States history, behind the 1925 in terms of fatalities, and abated to tornadic activity. Most of the damage and over 2/3 of the total fatalities in 2011 were caused by the late April super outbreak and the EF5 tornado that struck Joplin, Missouri in late May, becoming the costliest tornado on record. So let's go check out what we have. So now we are going to check out the listing of the 2011, the list of United States tornadoes from January to March of 2011. So we have the total of 1,713 tornadoes, a lot of EF0s, a lot of EF1s, not a lot of EF2s, not a lot of EF3s, EF4s, and most definitely some EF5s. Well, we have a EF3, we know about that, a EF1, EF1. We have a EF2, a EF3, a EF1. The January 9th event, we have an EF1. Now, this is where I was. I was just talking about how I was in Robstown, Texas, when this tornado happened in 2011, and it was so great, guys. I'm talking about, it was just incredible, guys. Everything was just deadly, guys. That's all I can say. We also have a EF0 that touched down in Port St. John, Florida. We have another EF0 that touched down in Wildwood, Florida. We have one that EF0 that touched down in Micah City, We have one that touched down in Sweetwater Ranch, Florida. We got one that touched down in Oak Grove. Another EF0 that touched down in Ava. We have one that touched another EF0 touchdown in Sebring, and another EF0 that touched down in Baca del Mar, Florida. And we have a EF1 that touched down in Stewart, Texas. We have one that touched down north of Manny, Louisiana. And we have EF0 that touched down in Abbeville, Alabama. We also got a EF0 that touched down in Hawaii, Cali, Hawaii. We have the February 24th event, which was Thursday, February 24th, 2011. We have a EF1 that touched down in Pyron, Arkansas. We also have another EF1 that touched down in Scott, Arkansas. We have one that touched down Southern Lornkey, EF1. We have a EF0 that touched down south of Hickman, Kentucky. We have a EF1 that touched down north of Fulton to southeast of Water Valley, Kentucky. We have a EF1 that touched down in Kilbourne, Louisiana. And we have a EF2 that touched down in Gracie to northwest of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. We also have a EF2 that touched down in Grace to north of Algelia, Mississippi. We have another EF2 that touched down in Darden to northeast of Pineview, Tennessee. We have an EF0 that touched down west of Louisville, and we have one EF1 that touched down in Clarksville, Tennessee. Now, mind you guys, Clarksville, Tennessee is in Montgomery County of Tennessee, and they most likely don't get tornadoes. I think that was their first tornado that they ever got, because Clarksville does not get, they have a likely risk for tornadoes, but they barely get them. So, yeah. We also have a EF0 that touched down northwest of Whitfield. And they barely get tornadoes either. That's also another place in Tennessee. And here is an EF1 that touched down in Nashville to south of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Nashville barely gets tornadoes as well. Hendersonville, they have had a couple of EF5s, but they have been mostly likely to get EF5s. They have had some, but it's been mostly likely times that you will ever see Hendersonville getting a EF5 tornado. The last time Hendersonville had an EF5 tornado was way in 2016, and they haven't had an EF5 since then. That EF5 that happened in Hendersonville in 2016 is way forgotten. It tore up the whole entire town of Hendersonville, messed up the traffic lights, did damage, ripped off houses. So that tornado has been forgotten since 2016, and it was replaced by the 2017 EF4 that touched down in Hendersonville and caused a lot of deaths. There is the EF2 that touched down southeast of Nashville to Raphael Hill, Tennessee. Again, I say Nashville is most likely to have tornadoes because it's in the middle of Tennessee and the Cucumberland River. So, all that hot, warm air is going into Nashville. There's also an EF2 that touched down in Gladiatorville to Lebanon, Tennessee. And there was Hackleburg, Alabama is one of the most places you do not want to be when it comes most likely to tornadoes. They have had almost 16 EF5s since the past years have passed. And they even get wildfires often, but it's Alabama, so but it touched down northwest. Now, if it was on the east side, then you would have been in the safe areas, but it was in the northwest part of Hackleburg, Alabama. Here is the February 25th event, which started on Friday, February 25th, 2011. There was an EF0 that touched down on Battleground, Alabama. And there was also one that touched down in Mather, which is in Sacramento County in California. And there is the February 27 event. You had an EF0 that touched down in Granola, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And there was an EF0 that touched down in Cinderville, Kansas. An EF1 in Salbina, Missouri. Another EF0 that touched down southeast of Salbina, Missouri. There was an EF0 that touched down in west of Reading, Missouri. A EF0 that touched down east of Frankfort, Missouri. A EF1 that touched down southwest of Judge, Missouri. And there was a EF1 that touched down north of Rosebud, Missouri. And an EF1 that touched down west of Augusta to North St. Albans in Missouri. Here is the February 28th event, which was Monday, February 28, 2011, when all the EF1s came into play. You had a EF1 that touched down in Wildwood. That was the first tornado. Then another EF1, then another EF1, then another EF1, and then another EF1. All of those touched down in Wildwood, Missouri. Bruh, Kyrie, leave me alone, bruh. Stop being annoying.
He's trying to get his shoes.
I'm not being annoying.
Get out. And then there was a EF1 that touched down in Eagles, Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. And then there was one in Granite City, Illinois, which is in the Madison County. And there was also a EF1 that touched down in Edwardsville, Illinois. And then there was one east of Edwardsville, Illinois. And there was also a EF2 that touched down in Troy, Illinois. And there was an EF1 that touched down southwest of Old Ripley to west-northwest of Stubbornfield, Illinois. There was a EF0 that touched down in Owakieville, Illinois. And there was an EF2 that touched down in New Maiden, Illinois. Another EF2 that touched down in Confidence, Illinois. A EF1 that touched down southwest of St. Elmo, that touched down in Illinois. And then another EF2 that touched down in southwest St. Elmo, Illinois. Now, mind you, I was tracking this EF2 and it was not dangerous. The fact is, it did destroy some homes, but it didn't destroy a lot of homes. So, And there was also a EF1 that touched down in Johnsonville, west southwest of Johnson to Owensville to Somerville, Indiana, and there was an EF2 that touched down in Princeton to Oakland City to west southwest of Villepin, Indiana. There was also an EF0 that touched down on Ottewell, Indiana, and an EF2 that touched down in Miller Spot to Southern Jasper to Castine, Indiana. There was also a EF1 that touched down in Jeffersonville, Indiana to Utica, Indiana, and to Prospect, Kentucky. That was the longest mileage reigning EF1 that traveled long far distance. There was also a EF3 that touched down southwest of Emirates to northwest Placerville, Kentucky. There was an EF1, another EF1, another EF1, another EF1, and there was an EF2 that touched down in Lynchburg to northeast of Estill Spring, Tennessee. And there was also a EF1 that touched down in Single Mountain, Tennessee. And there was an EF1 that touched down in Haynesville, Alabama to west northwest of Palelia, Alabama. And there was a EF1 that touched down in north of Silver Street, South Carolina. Here is the March 5th event of 2011. There was a EF2 that touched down in Crowley to northern Ryan to northwest of Dawson, Louisiana. And there was the March 6th event, which was no EF for G to scale. And then there was the March 8th event, where we had a EF1 that touched down in Woodworth to South Alexandria, Louisiana. And there was a EF1 that touched down west northwest of Woodworth, Louisiana. And there was a EF2 that touched down north northwest of Terry to south southwest of Barham, Mississippi. And there was an EF2 that traveled west of Bush, Louisiana to in the St. Tammany Parish. And there was an EF2 that went to northeastern Slidell, Louisiana. And there was an EF2 that also went to Tillman's Corner, Alabama. There was another EF2 that I was also tracking, which was in Silver Hill, Alabama in 2011. And there was a EF1 from northeast of Belton and to northeast of Milland, Virginia. And there also, on the March 18th event, there was an EF1 in Santa Rosa, California. And there was an EF2 in Winterset to southwest of Van Meter, Iowa. And there was an EF2 in Rillington, southwest of Rillington to west of South Greensburg, Pennsylvania. There was a EF3 that was northern of Greenback, Tennessee. And there was a EF1 that touched down in Delarocks, Louisiana. And that was on Tuesday, March 29th. And there was also a EF1 that touched down in Southwest Lakeland, Florida. So, yeah, those are all of the ones that I remember. I don't remember none of these other ones. But those were all the ones that I remember. Well, you guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time we post. another video.